Welcome to Elzel Class Hub. My name is Wisdom and I'm an educational consultant for Elzel Parts Academy. Guess what we'll be discussing today? 9 mistakes students make in Jamb Cbt examination. But guess what? Before I proceed, just click on the subscribe button. And if you are joining us for the first time, I tell you, welcome to the family. So now we're discussing about the 9 mistakes students make in Jamb Cbt exams. We all know the very first one, not practicing with CBT software. There are quite a number of software out there, but very important you get yourself familiar with how Jamb sets their examination questions. Just like you know in our previous video, we've spoken about how you can scale through the Jamb Cbt examinations. You can just go back to watch that video. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. So over time, we've experienced that students ignore past questions. Why? Maybe because some believe that they are not familiar with the CBT system. They don't want to waste their time going through questions over and over again. But there is this general saying that says that what? Practice makes perfect. You have to visit any CBT center today, pay a token, and practice with a Jamb standard software before the examination. And guess what? You can walk into our office, any of our offices for Elzel Parts Academy, and you can practice the Jamb CBT software for free. Yes, for free. The second mistake, which is common among students writing Jamb UTME examination, is spending much time on questions. You would agree with me that you have about 180 questions to answer, which is just for 2 hours, and 2 hours is 120 minutes. So approximately you have less than a minute on per question. Now, many students, or most students, most times, they spend almost 2 minutes on a particular question. Probably the question is looking difficult for them to answer. So they waste time, which reduces the number of questions that you are most likely to answer. Now, what do you do in such scenario? If a question is so difficult, skip it and return to it when you are done with your questions. The third mistake students make in Jamb UTME examination, not reading the questions carefully. Now, pay attention. Not reading the question carefully. Many students rush and misread questions. I'm going to give an example. For instance, question 45 in the UTME says that the question may say, or let's presume or assume that the question reads thus: which of these options is not correct? I repeat, I'm sure we are familiar with this even in our O-level examination questions. Which of these options is not correct? Now, students do misread or misinterpret this when they are in a rush to pick their answers. And most times they tend to interpret it as this body or the student selects the correct answer instead. Don't forget, the question states, which of these options is not the correct one? Now, when you see 2 similar options, then the student forgets his or herself because he or she is in a hurry and picks the correct answer instead. What is the takeaway tip? Always read questions twice before answering. Always read questions twice before answering. Number 4, the fourth mistake students make in Jamb Cbt examinations: ignoring the CBT timer. Remember we said earlier that you have just 2 hours for the examination. Most of the times, because you are super excited, or you are a bit sad because the question seems to appear difficult, you tend to forget that the clock ticks. While you are simulating, thinking, Jamb timer does not stop for you. So you don't have to ignore the CBT timer. Most of the time, it's always located either in the bottom right or you see it at the top right. Either ways. So what is the tip? Divide your time per subject. If I were you, after this class, you're going to sit down and look at it that you have almost 180 questions. You have just 2 hours. Do the mathematics and time yourself on how many seconds you're going to spend on each question. Number 5, fifth mistake students make in UTME examination is not using the review option. Interestingly, most of us are not familiar with the review option. The CBT system allows you to flag questions and review them later. I repeat, the CBT system allows you to flag questions and review them later. It happens most times you can just red flag it. Flag simply means that while you are through and you are reviewing, the red flag is going to call your attention that there is a question you are yet to answer. So, what is the tip? Mark these difficult questions and come back to them by clicking the review option. Before you click submit, always make use of the review option so you could revisit the questions you flagged earlier. The sixth mistake students make during Jamb UTME examinations, you all know, is a very common one: clicking the wrong options. Sometimes students may accidentally pick option B instead of option A. Why is this? Like I've always said, don't rush to pick your answers. You may not notice before submitting. And what is the tip for this? Always confirm your answers before moving to the next question. Always confirm your answers before moving to the next question. The seventh mistake, not attempting all questions. Jamb does not deduct mark. Are you with me? No question is greater than the other. Attempt every question before submitting. Now, this is where it becomes more interesting. There are some questions whereby sometimes some call it error, some call it Jamb bonus question, but to me, sometimes you see questions whereby the options are looking alike. You're going to see two options, one option twice, option A and option D, exactly the same. You have to attempt it. You have to click an answer. Never you skip any question. Number 8 mistake students make during Jamb UTME examination is submitting too early. Some of us will go into the examination or saying, I want to be the first to finish. I want to be the first to finish. Please note, as you are being the first to finish, you also be the first to cry when examination results comes out. What is the tip for this? Always use your remaining time to review your answers. Don't forget we spoke about flagging your questions. If you have luxury of time when you are done, kindly review your answers before submitting. The last mistake in this episode that we're going to discuss is not knowing your Jamb syllabus. You need to stick to the official syllabus and official topics outlined in the Jamb syllabus. Now, this is peculiar to the art students, especially when literature tests have been announced. You leave that and you decide to go and read Ojo and the Bad Boys, because Ojo and the Bad Boys are some funny characters. No, the ball is on you. You have to stick to recommended tests in your literature reviews. We all know that we are all reading the Headmaster, the lucky Headmaster. We have to stick to it. So regardless of whatever you're reading, make sure you are in line with the recommended Jamb syllabus. And of course, where is the best place for you to see this online and virtual teaching? The only place I can vouch and recommend you to is Excel Class Hub. Do you know why? Because we stick to Jamb syllabus in all our teachings. If you are watching me till now and you are yet to subscribe, then you are on a long thing. Hit that subscribe button today and see the way that iJamb score is going to hit you also. See you in our next episode.